Hey now, welcome to Project Disco. It might be. Here's where I'm coming from on this. It's not as if I haven't been following the online reaction to this show since it first premiered, whenever that was. It feels like ages ago, which makes me think, even though the show's not over, are we at a time that we can reflect with some distance on what's going on with the show? I'm gonna give that a try. I'm gonna look at it through the cards because cards are what I do. So I picked up season 1, 2, and 3 card sets. So it is gonna take a while, and I might not get through it all. Part of me wanted to begin with season 2, but I'm gonna begin with season 1. And this is just my intro episode. I got all the Vulcan Hello cards right here, and I want to walk through it. But this is the intro card, so this is all anybody's going to see for the few minutes I talk here about Discovery. I don't want to get into everything I always hear about Discovery, good, bad, backlash, otherwise, because it becomes a contentious point so much that, that's what generates the hype and the buzz. I like the show. I do overall. I enjoy the characters and the situations and the settings of the show. I do have some qualms depending on what mood you get me in as to the general direction and plot, but I can still appreciate the ideas behind it. I get where showrunners, the various producers, writers, creators, I get where they were heading, and I admire and appreciate what they were trying to do with a very established genre, or not genre, but franchise with a lot of back history. And it's a difficult thing to do. And coming from a world of coming from a comic reader's world, when you're dealing with a continuing narrative that lasts so long, you're going to need to deviate from this. There are going to be some spots you miss, and that's fine. So the challenge in discussing disco, just to discuss it, is to hopefully have enough distance from the initial backlash and just look at the show. And I think that's what makes fandom what it is. But the backlash against disco, and I don't know what we're calling it, but post disco, the streaming era Star Trek, right? When I was just casually viewing that was nothing new. Everybody gripes about people griped about Enterprise to the point where it had something to do with the cancel. No, nobody liked Enterprise until later on. Next Gen got a lot of flack too. Uh, Nothing new. So this is just a way for me to describe and geek out a bit, and then see what we can do with it. So I'm hoping through just exploring episode by episode off the cuff and thinking about it after just viewing it recently, that I can see where they're going and what the intentions were. And again, I respect those intentions because I think at the end of the day, disco makes Trek better. It deals with some concerns of if we're looking at this as a real future, if so much of us put ourselves into this utopian world or mindset, we need pushback on that as well because there's no evidence that we've ever had such a thing. So I mean, you can do the human unquote nature argument if you like. Um, in a way, maybe Discovery serves as an old-fashioned rhetorical Plato Aristotle-like dialectic, where we have to have a thesis and an antithesis, and in between those two, when we're going to argue and present perspectives and point of views against ourselves, we can come to something greater, synthesizing both of those ideas. That's what Discovery. But I'm going to explore these points as we go. So I expect like 12 viewers on this, but that's my goal. I'm gonna walk through disco, as long as it may take or not take. I bought these cards. I want to do something with them. And this just reminds me what's good about the show, what's hack about the show, and where the perhaps flawed potential is within the show. But at the end of the day, it's a good show. I like it. I'm gonna miss it. I'm looking forward to whenever it ends. I like the Orville too. I like all that stuff. But I'm hoping I have enough critical distance to just look at the show as it is on its own. And I think I've rambled enough. But this is the beginning of where I might go with the Disco project. How about that? All right. Till next time.